Hi everybody, Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 4 books, host of 2 PPS specials. Here today to talk about the concept of reaching our goals, creating the life we want through practicing. It reminds me of a joke you may have heard about the person who was in New York wanting to go to a concert. And so he saw a musician walking down the street carrying a cello, and he stopped and said, "Excuse me, sir, how do you get to Carnegie Hall?" And the musician said, "Practice, practice, practice." And that's important because when we practice, we automatically get better at whatever we're practicing. In my books, in my book Life from the Top of the Mind, in my seminars, I always talk about the fact that we're always practicing something. Why not, therefore, practice on purpose? If you've read the book The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, he talks about the importance of doing something over a lifetime for around 10,000 hours. That the people who have had that kind of time on task have done that over and over for around 10,000 hours are often very good at what they do. Makes sense. The problem with practicing, however, is that I think it can sound kind of tedious, like not a lot of fun. Okay, I'm going to practice my writing. I'm going to go practice piano. And if there's something that we are wanting to do or needing to do, but it sounds tedious, we just won't do it. Now, when I think about practicing, however, it's not about doing something tedious. It reminds me actually of being a musician. Growing up, I was a drummer, and interestingly enough, I never practiced, but I played a lot. I would go into my room and just play for hours and hours and hours and hours, sometimes to the radio, sometimes to the TV, sometimes to other music. But I was playing. I wasn't practicing, but I was getting better and better and better. See, anytime we do anything, we create what's called a neural pathway. And if we do that activity again and again and again, we make that neural pathway stronger and stronger. So it's much more likely, just like a pathway in the woods, that we'll go down that pathway again. That's why practicing is so important, and it's why recognizing that we're always practicing something. We're either practicing this old perspective of life that has often had a lot to do with fear or frustration or stress or avoidance, or this new perspective of life that has to do with accessing the upper 80% of the brain, bringing your best to life, and creating the life you want. I suggest we want to make sure we are practicing creating the life we want all the time. Because if we're not practicing creating the life we want, we are unfortunately creating that life and practicing reinforcing those old beliefs and old perspectives. However, it can't be tedious. It can't be no fun. We want to enjoy practice, and we want to practice in joy. So what I would encourage you to consider is looking at what you do over and over and over, asking yourself the question, is this helping me create the life I want? Am I practicing on purpose? And also look at those times in our life when we seem to be not doing anything. The point is we're always practicing something, and so the question is, what do we want to practice there? How do we want to look at certain situations, certain people, certain behaviors? It's a good example of if you've ever seen a person play a video game. They're not practicing to get better at the video game. They're playing the video game and they're automatically getting better. So I'm going to suggest we want to get better at creating this life we want. And our willingness to do it over and over and over, practice, enjoying practice, playing at creating the life we want, is going to help us not only get better at it, but enjoy the process along the way. I hope you found this valuable. Here is to you, bringing more clarity, confidence, and creativity to everything you do. And by the way, if you want me to come to your organization and create a presentation around the importance of bringing our best to life, dealing with difficult people, leadership, customer service, whatever, I would love to do that. All you've got to do is go to my website, billcrawfordphd.com. Hit the contact button, let me know what you're interested in, and I would love to discuss that with you. If you would like to work with me as a counselor, a psychologist, coach, whatever you want to call it, you can also go to the website, hit the contact button, let me know of your interest, and we can make that happen as well. Plus, the website itself is designed to give you a lot of information on my perspective of life from the top of the mind. The ability to access the best of who we are, regardless of the situation, by accessing a very specific part of the brain. If that sounds interesting to you, I encourage you to check me out. In the meantime, again, here's to you bringing more clarity, confidence, and creativity to everything you do, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.